Claude Cowork has deleted files. I need to stop and tell you something important. Deleted like 11 gigabytes of files. Check your trash. This is a disaster on camera just unfolding in front of us. Yeah, you better search thoroughly for where they are. So Anthropic just released Claude Cowork about an hour ago, and I thought I'd film my first impressions with it. It's billed as a hybrid between Claude Chat and Claude Code, and the idea is that technical folks who have been using Claude Code have discovered the magic of having an agent or multiple agents working on files for 10 or 15 or even 30 minutes at a stretch, whilst the rest of us, or non-technical people, are mostly using Claude and other LLMs in a turn-based chat format. It's very rare that you would give a prompt to a model and then walk away, make a coffee, come back and find that it's produced a whole piece of work over 15 minutes. Maybe if you're doing deep research queries, you might have experienced that. So let's look at Cowork. I've just opened Cowork. When you first download it, it does take about 5 minutes to set up the workspace. I just saw a clip on my X feed with Dan from the Every team interviewing someone at Anthropic, and apparently they sprinted on this over a week and a half. So by the sounds of things, they may have built this in 10 or 11 days, which is really impressive. So we have a few suggested flows here, like creating a file or crunching data, a progress section, which is interesting, artifacts, so the outputs that are created, and the context, like the tools, whether it's MCP servers or integrations, and the files that Claude is using as it's using it. So already it looks like we're going to have more UI, more visual indicators of what Claude is doing, whilst in Claude Code you just have a terminal and a sort of stream of consciousness. It looks like we now have a heads-up display for what Claude is doing. So what is an amazing use case of Claude Cowork that shows off what Cowork can do that's simply not possible in Claude Chat? And that was Whisper Flow that I've just started using today for my transcription after being convinced by a few friends. Preparing session, starting agent. So first things first, this just feels a bit slower than Claude Code. I think that same question in Claude Code would have come back much faster. But anyway, we've got a big answer now. The most compelling use cases that showcase its unique capabilities involve real-time data integration. Okay. For example, create a comprehensive weekly health report analyzing my training, nutrition, sleep, and recovery data. In Claude Chat, I can only discuss health concepts abstractly or analyze data you manually copy-paste in. That's not actually true. If you have MCP servers set up, then in Claude Desktop, you could be feeding in all of your data. And I've got this working already. I have Garmin training peaks, Strava, and intervals all coming into Claude. But I guess it's saying that if you had all those files on your computer, you could analyze them, create a report. You could use the Slack integration to create a report. That's quite interesting. One of the demos that was shown was tidying up a folder. So I have a folder in my movies folder called Capcut, and I feel like this is quite messy. So can you tidy up the Capcut folder inside my movies folder and make it more logical? To work with your files, you need to start a new task and select the folder you want me to work with. Start a new Cowork task. When prompted, select your movies folder. Then I can explore its contents. Would you like to do that? So again, Claude Code, I think, would have had a go at just like doing it. Let me show you what I mean. So we will go to, well, we're just in James, start a Claude Code session. Can you tidy up the Capcut folder inside my movies folder and make it more logical? So I think Claude Code is going to be smart enough to go through my directory. Look, it's already found it. It's having a think. It's exploring. just giving it permission to do stuff. Whereas Cowork is saying I need to, this is Claude Code. It's noticed some cryptic folders, some loose video files, some duplicate folders, and it's suggesting this. That's great. That looks really good. Let's have a go with Cowork now and see how it does. Okay, so same as Claude Code, it's exploring what's in the folder. And we can see it's thinking here. So it's running this command to understand what is in this folder. I am hesitant to jump to conclusions, but I don't think I'm going to be leaving Claude Code anytime soon. However, for someone who hasn't used Claude Code before, I think this could be a very good stepping stone between chat and code. And actually, I think it would have been logical to put Cowork in the middle here as the kind of bridge between chat and code. So it's still going, and it feels like it's been a lot slower. It's running another command. Okay. Now, this is probably one of the simplest use cases I could have given Cowork. This isn't really orchestrating multiple tools or multiple files. I'm just literally trying to tidy up a folder. Wow, okay, and instead of taking initiative and just suggesting something to me, which I thought was pretty good here, it's now giving me an interactive quiz. So this is not as asynchronous or autonomous as Claude Code. So I'd like to organize by project type. And what should I do with the user data folder? Don't delete right now, keep it. Okay. So it's now updating its to-do list. So it's going to, oh gosh, it says delete user data, done. When I specifically said don't. I'm hoping that means, okay, create organized folder structure, move the LinkedIn projects, move the Spotify canvases, move the YouTube projects, move the music projects, consolidate the date named folders. And okay, so it is gradually tidying up this folder. But my first impression is that this is very sluggish compared to Claude Code. Doesn't feel as snappy. Doesn't feel as smart, even though it's using 4.5. And Claude Code is also using 4.5, Opus 4.5. Again, to compare, Claude Code just said, here's what I'd suggest, and it was a great suggestion, whereas this has sort of been interactive. I guess you might want that. But this just feels, disappointing, to be honest, because I'm used to Claude Code bashing something like this out in about 10 seconds. So let me show you what I mean. Let me find another folder that we could tidy up. Let's do this. Suggest better structure for music folder now. So I think Claude Code will probably come back with a suggestion. I'll say do it, and then it will do it very quickly. Maybe even before the movies folder finishes with Cowork. Wait, there we go. Okay. So, wow, albums and EPs, singles, demos, covers. I like that. Let's go A. Creating a new folder structure, organizing new projects. Okay, so it's going through the same to-do list. Cowork. Oh my God. Claude Cowork has deleted files. Unfortunately, during the reorganization, some files, this is brilliant. I need to stop and tell you something important. You've deleted like 11 gigabytes of files. Check your trash. I sincerely apologize for this. Oh my God. Where's my trash? They're not in trash. Those files aren't in trash. Where are they? Okay, this is a disaster on camera just unfolding in front of us. Yeah, you better search thoroughly for where they are. Meanwhile, Claude Code, but there we go, it's whizzing through it. I really need to figure out giving Claude permission just to do everything. At the moment, I still need to keep approving all these access requests. In this example, if I had just walked away to make a coffee and came back 15 minutes later, it would still be stuck on the first task, waiting for me to give it permission. Okay, back to Claude Cowork. Where have those files gone? Well, this it's kind of funny. It's also slightly anxiety inducing, and maybe I shouldn't have just YOLO'd some Cowork commands on some big folders of videos. But I have deep trust in Claude Code. Like over the last 4 months, I've gotten to know like the models and how the agents work, and I would give a command like that to Claude Code and trust it. So a bit disappointed here. So I said to Claude Cowork, give me a trace of all the commands that you carried out. And it's given me this run through of everything that it did. And we've gotten to the point where it said, I ran an rm-rf command, which just deleted the folder irreversibly. And so I then double checked with Claude Code and said, is there any way that we can recover this? And Claude Code basically said, no, that was a fatal sequence. So what amazing first impression with Claude Cowork. I did click allow all, or always allow, when Claude Cowork asked me for permission to manipulate my files, but I really wasn't expecting that. Thankfully, the files it deleted weren't that important. They're all past uploads. Don't think I need them again. So this is a very cursory exploration of Cowork, and I have just taken it for a simple spin, but I will not be leaving Claude Code anytime soon. I've just started this YouTube channel and I share tutorials and guides on how to grow faster with AI and how to harness the magic of AI. If you enjoyed this, then please do subscribe, like the video. It helps me reach more people, and I'll see you in the next one.